What's up everyone? So today is going to be an awesome day because today I'm going to share with you on how I edit my travel photos. Let's go for it. Alright, so I've been using Adobe Lightroom for many years to edit my photos, and for this tutorial, it will be based on this software. I would really suggest you to try this out. It's really simple to learn, simple to use once you get the hang of it. Alright, so let's begin with the tutorial. So now we are in Lightroom and I'm on the library module. As you can see, I've already imported all of my photos, but I'm just going to show you very quickly how to do that. Just click on import and then you can find the files from here. Very simple. Let's move on to the first photo that I'm going to show you, the portrait of myself. Before I even begin the process, I just like to point out that I shoot all of my photos in RAW. So there's JPEG and RAW. JPEG is a very compressed version of what your camera produces, and RAW is basically all of the information that is uncompressed. And yes, I really highly suggest you guys to shoot in RAW format because that is where you can really bring out the most tones from your photos. And if you really want to push your photography to the next level, then you have to start shooting RAW, and trust me, it will be worth it. So on to the very first part. Okay, so I decided to use a more generic shot, and this shot was shot in about like 4-5 p.m. so it's still rather bright. Sky is still a bit blue. So the very first thing you want to see on this tab over here, the basic adjustments, you have the color temperature. Basically you want it to be cooler or warmer. So for this photo, I think I want it to be a bit warmer because it's close to the sunset timing already. And for tint, just want it to be a bit more magenta. Let's put it at 1. Okay, exposure, well, basically it's the brightness. I think it's just nice, so we don't need to touch that. I like to take my contrast to -5 to just make it a bit flatter for now. So right now here we have the highlights, which is the brighter parts of the image, and I usually like to, you can see we can bring out more details in the skies as we bring down the highlights. So I like to always bring down the highlights. So whites are the extreme whites of the image, so I like to just bring it down to -20. So for shadows, it's the darker parts of the image, so I just like to bring out more shadow detail. And then blacks will be the extreme blacks, and you can see it's making the blacks really dark. So I don't want to do that. I like to raise it by a bit. I don't touch the clarity and dehaze. Vibrance, maybe I usually just like to desaturate a bit for now. You will see why. Saturation -10. Okay, make it a bit more flat. So now to this next segment, the tone curve. Okay, this is where a lot of the tones and colors pop from here. So basically this is your highlights, your midtones. Okay, midtones are the middle range. Usually it affects the skin tones, and then the shadows. Okay, and what I generally like to do is to always create the S curve. I don't like to push the highlights too much. What I want to do is to really make the midtones pop a bit more, and then after that the shadows just go down a bit. So it's a very gentle S curve. I don't want to push it too much. And if I want to, I can click on this icon over here. I can also do further adjustments using the slider. It's a lot easier. So I like to push maybe the lights to about 24, darks maybe -5 for now. We move on to the HSL. Basically what this does is you can adjust the colors separately. You can adjust the reds, the orange, yellows. For example, let's go to the orange color. So now I'm changing the hue, and what hue does is basically just changing the orange to another color. So you can really make it like, you know, I'm gonna explode anytime soon, or I'm gonna die anytime soon, like make it my skin tone's really green. So you don't want to again go overboard with this. Okay, so saturation is obviously the color. Luminance is the brightness of the orange. You want it to be really dark tanned or really bright. I'll just keep it like that. But the blues, yeah, the blues. Okay, so what I like to do for my photo edits is to bring down the saturation to the blues quite a bit, and you know, put it more towards this purple hue, but not too much. Everything is very subtle. Now we are down to the next segment, which is split toning. Basically, you can add colors to your highlights and shadows. Again, this is the part where you can really create unique looks to your image. For example, if you put your hue to the blue side, about 200, increase the saturation, you can see you can really add a lot of blues. And then shadows, put it to the red side. You can see you can achieve a bit of a, you know, more unique filmic kind of look if you try to play around with the split toning. But for me, I like to just keep my split toning really neutral, and I just put the saturation at 2 for both effects. I like to put a bit of vignetting if I need to again draw more attention to the subject, which is myself. Grain, okay, this is up to you. Sometimes I like to add grain, sometimes I don't like to, but usually I'll add about like 30 to 40 or even to 50 if you want to achieve the more like film look. And we are down to our very last segment already, which is the calibration, and this is where you can really, for me lah, at least personally, this is where I can really play with the colors and make it stand out. Again, it's adjusted according to the red, greens and blues. I'm just gonna change the hue by a bit, change the blue primary to minus, and you can see right now the colors are changing quite a bit. It's making my skin more reddish orange, giving it more life. The blues are a bit more aqua-ish. Yeah, right now my skin is a bit too orange, so I like to just probably dial down the orange by a bit. There you have it. I think this is a very basic edit, and you can see the before and after. So nothing crazy going on right here, because yeah, it's gonna take me a lot of time to redo my preset, which I kind of forgot already. So okay, so right now we are on to the second part of the tutorial, and that is where I apply my presets, which again I've developed and evolved and improved for many years. My color palette is always changing, so this is one that I've been using for years, and I only swear by one preset. I don't have multiple presets like what, Morocco, Bali, Tahiti. I just have one consistent film look that I like, and then I just do the tweakings from there. So what you need to know about presets is that they are not a one-stop solution for your photos. They just give you a head start in giving you that certain look that you want, and then from there on you need to still edit according to the lighting situation, the location itself. Okay, moving on. Now I want to show you my preset. Basically, this is the one. I call it the main look. And let's move on to another photo to try out the preset. This is where the magic happens. Alright, so to import the preset, it's pretty simple. Just need to scroll all the way up until you see this presets tab. Click on the plus sign, import presets, and then find the file. It should be the XMP file, and then just go ahead, click import, and there you have it. It's in Lightroom already. Just need to hit all the way down to user presets, and it should be inside already. So you just gotta click, and right off the bat, because this photo is already very well exposed, so I really don't have to do much to this photo. Just apply the main look, and it gives me the kind of look that I want. Very subtle blues. As you can see, I've reduced the blues to -53 saturation, so I don't like the blues to pop out too much. As well, for the greens, I don't want it to be too strong, especially for landscape shots like this. So I'm not trying to hard sell you my presets or anything, okay? But if you are interested in getting the style that I edit my photos in, which is again more deep, rich tones with that filmic look but still get subtle and neutral, then you can purchase my Lightroom presets in the description link below. So this is again a very well exposed, everything is already done. And again, if I apply the main look right off the bat, yeah, it's not much has to be changed for this photo. I'm gonna just show you, it's very different. The raw image looks like this, very blue, okay? And if I apply the main look over, it's still very blue. It still looks horrible, okay? But it's not because my preset is horrible, it's because the way the photo is done. You just need to adjust the color temperature to be warmer, and you can see instantly it solves the problem. And this is only solvable if you use RAW. As you can see, these highlights are still very blown out. Just put it way down to get as much detail as possible from the highlights. Yeah, so right now I think it's looking pretty good. Before, really blue. After. Alright, so just to show you more examples of my preset, usually it works perfectly for just normal daylight with, you know, nothing going on crazy, not like golden hour or whatnot, something like this. And once you apply the main look, okay, it's already achieving that kind of look, and all you need to do is just to try and make it pop a bit by just reducing the darks a bit. So for this shot, apply the main look. Okay, so this one is a bit underexposed, so you need to bring the exposure up, right? And then maybe the highlights, try to bump it up a bit, push down the darks. So this one's a bit tricky, it's very underexposed. The lighting is bad. So you just apply the main look. First thing you need to know is to bump up the exposure. Okay, so now it's looking very orange, white balance. You're gonna just make it more cool this time round because it's a bit too warm. And then oranges, okay, just trying to tone it down a bit because the scene is very orange. Put out the darks, make it pop a bit, pull up the lights. There you have it. This is something that is shot at night with a bit more orange hue to it, and all you need to do is just know what to fix. This looks really dark because I shot it to preserve the highlights. I don't want the highlights to be blown out. It's easier to extract shadow detail rather than the highlight detail, so I exposed the image for the highlights. So that's why it's looking very dark, but no worries, all can be fixed. Apply the main look, still very dark, no problem. First thing again, pull the temperature to be warm because this is shot in really, you know, it's really the golden hour, the perfect time. So just want to again pull the magenta up. Now this is where the magic happens. You're gonna pull up the shadows. Voila! Pull down the highlights to get a bit of highlight detail, but you don't want to go all the way down because it looks very thick. Doesn't want to make the image pop a bit, so I'm gonna just pull down the darks a bit. Maybe brighten up by the exposure. Roughly something like that. There you have it. Just gonna give you an overlay of looks that you will get from using the presets. This is how usually my photos look. I'll leave it to you to decide on how it really looks. Okay, so there you have it. I hope this tutorial really shows you an insight on how I edit my photos and how you can apply it to your travel photos. And that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. And if you found this useful, give this a thumbs up. It really helps. Do comment in the comment section below and let me know what else you'd like to learn. Don't forget to subscribe and join in the ride for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Take care everybody. Bye.